Okay, so let's continue. So the next structure that we're going to learn here is the else if. So it's a variation of if else statement, but this time if you have multiple condition that you need to check, you can use it. So example, let's try to read a string. So system that out that print line, say kind of thing. Okay, so let's input thing equals to scan dot next, and then based from this one, let's try to check, say if thing say equals to take note to compare two string, you need to use the equal method of that string. Say thing equals to say dog. Say this is a type of an animal. Okay, then if the thing is equals to say apple, okay, sorry, this one needs to have double closing parenthesis also. Okay, just copy this one. This is a type of fruit, and then say you can also have another one, say Toyota. Okay, so this, I'm sorry, this is the problem of copy pasting. So of car, right? Then if the last part, which is only the else, is if it doesn't equate to this string, which is a dog or an apple or Toyota, it goes to the else part. So for example, here we say unknown, right? So let's save it, compile. Okay, so we have a, okay, so this one, so it should be string. Okay, compile. Okay, successful, and then run, and then what kind of thing? So let's example type in Toyota. So this is a type of car, so it this condition equates to true, so that's why it evaluated this one and executed the section inside this braces where the condition is true. So let's try again. Say dog. So this is a type of animal. Again, say we're going to input something which is not on the condition, and it says unknown. So it went here. So this is how you use if else condition. Okay, now aside from the if else and the if else if. There is also another kind of statement for conditional. It's called switch. So switch. So the syntax is switch, and then your item here to check, and then the condition is check here. So let's try to rewrite. Let's do this back and then comment out. By the way, commenting in Java for single line is box // but if you want to comment out multiple lines, you can use the / and then at the end of the statement */. Okay, so here we convert this one to switch. Okay, so the thing, what thing, and here so case dog, and then what are we going to do? So let's write this, but then at the end of the case you need to specify the break clause. So it's mandatory, because what will happen if you don't have that break, it will fall through the next case. Say example, let's have this one. Oh, this is a fruit. Okay, and you don't have a break here. If this condition is met, it will execute this one, and then it will fall through here. So which is actually a wrong logic if we do that. So here break, this one should be double quote, not single quote, since this is a string. Can break, and then the last one, which is Toyota, and then use this one, then break, and then for the else part in switch, it's called default. Okay, and then we'll just copy this one. Now take note, we don't have the break here anymore since it's the last part. Okay, so let's try running this program. So again, tools, compile, let's check if there's an issue. Okay, none. So again, run. Okay, let's go back to entering the same value as what we did earlier, Toyota. So this is a type of car, and then say apple, fruit, and then if we put something which is not part of the condition, say chair, so unknown. Okay, so this is where you use this is how you use the switch statement. So it's basically an alternative to the if statement. Okay, so that's it with the conditional statement. So let's now go to loops. So we'll start with the simple loops, which is the counting loops. In this case, it's called for loop. So in Java, the syntax is, so you start with the value here. So we declare variable I, which has a value 0. Okay. Then we have a condition. What is the condition? Our condition is while the value is, which is I, is less than 10, we will execute this loop while is it less than 10. And then how do we increment this value such that sooner or later this one becomes false. So that is using the I++ statement. Okay, so again, we declare a value with a starting, we declare a variable with a starting value of 0. Then we have on the center, it's the condition to check for this loop to continue. And then the I++ signifies the increment such that sooner or later this condition will become false. So this one currently is true since I is 0. So on the next loop, I will become 1. And the next loop, I will become 2. And then so on and so forth. So let's just display the number. So number I. Okay, so compile, successful, and then run. Okay, so take note, it started at 0 since we initialized the I value to 0. So you could say we could start this at 1, and then the condition is should be less than or equal to 10. So meaning the loop will continue even if the I is 10, but when I becomes 11, get out of the loop. Compile, then run. Okay, so we're able to display the value 1 to 10. But usually, since Java is 0 base, so we usually start at 0 and then the condition should be less than 10, and you could always hear the display. Since this is just a display, you can put it inside the parentheses and you could say I+1. So the result will be the same. Okay. Okay. So the next alternative to this for loop is the while loop. So let's comment this out for now. So we'll convert this for loop with the while loop. So again, declare first the variable and starting value, which is in this case this one, and while, then condition, and do the loop. So our condition is while I is less than 10. Okay, then we're just going to display this one, same. But then the increment here should be put after here. So if you notice, the syntax are different, but then the concept is the same. You start with the initial value, the condition, and then the increment. So let's compile. And then run. Okay, so the result is the same. Now there's another one, alternative, which is do and then while. Okay, so if we rewrite this one, the while loop to do while, it will be int I equals to 0. Then the condition here, while I is less than 10. And then, of course, we're going to display the value here. And then you have the I++ inside, which is the increment value. So let's try compiling it. And then run. Okay, so the output is still the same. So, but then why do we have three option or three loop structure for the same functionality? Of course, these three structure have different usage. Example for loop is if you use for you already know the count of the loop, so you use for loop. Here is if you wanna execute the loop if only if the condition is true, else the loop won't be executed at all. And the do while loop allow us to execute the loop at least once. Okay, so that's the difference between the three loops.